Well, welcome back. We're continuing Paradise Lost in Book 5. And continuing, so Raphael, the angel that was sent to Adam and Eve, is relaying to them the story of Satan's fall. So we'll continue on. Deep malice thence, conceiving and disdain, soon as midnight brought on the dusky hour, friendliest to sleep in silence, he resolved with all his legions to dislodge and leave unworshipped, unobeyed, the throne supreme. Contemptuous, and his next subordinate awakening, thus to him in secret spake. Sleepest thou, companion dear? What sleep can close thy eyelids, and rememberest what decree of yesterday so late hath passed the lips of heaven's almighty? Thou to me thy thoughts wast wont, I mine to thee was wont to impart. Both waking we were one. How then can now thy sleep dissent? New laws thou seest imposed, new laws from him who reigns, new minds may raise in us who serve, new counsels to debate what doubtful may ensue. More in this place to utter is not safe. Assemble thou of all those myriads which we lead the chief. Tell them that by command. Goodness gracious. By command, ere yet dim night her shadowy cloud withdraws, I am to haste, and all who under me their banners wave, homeward with flying march, where we possess the quarters of the north, there to prepare fit entertainment to receive our king, the great Messiah, and his new commands, who speedily through all the hierarchs intends to pass triumphant and give laws. So spake the false archangel, and infused bad influence into the unwary breast of his associate. He together calls, or several one by one, the regent powers under him regent, tells as he was taught, that the Most High commanding, now ere night, now ere dim night had disencumbered heaven, the great hierarchical standard was to move, tells the suggested cause, and cast between ambiguous words and jealousies to sound or taint integrity. But all obeyed the wonted signal, in superior voice of their great potentate. For great indeed was his name, and high was his degree in heaven. His countenance, as the morning star that guides the starry flock, allured them, and with lies drew after him the third part of heaven's host. Meanwhile the eternal eye, whose sight discerns abstrusest thoughts, from forth his holy mount, and from within the golden lamps that burn nightly before him, saw without their light rebellion rising, saw in whom, how spread among the sons of morn, what multitudes were banded to oppose his high decree. And, smiling to his only son, thus said, Son, thou in whom my glory I behold in full resplendence, heir of all my might, nearly it now concerns us to be sure of our omnipotence, and with what arms we mean to hold what anciently we claim of deity or empire. Such a foe is rising, who intends to erect his throne equal to ours throughout the spacious north, nor so content hath in his thought to try in battle what our power is or our right. Let us advise, and to this hazard draw, with speed what force is left, and all employ in our defence, lest unawares we lose this our high place, our sanctuary, our hill. To whom the sun, with calm aspect, and clear lightning divine, ineffable, serene, made answer, Mighty Father, thou thy foes justly hast in derision, and secure laughest at their vain designs and tumults vain. Matter to me of glory, whom their hate illustrates, when they see all regal power given me to quell their pride, and in event know whether I be dexterous to subdue thy rebels, or be found the worst in heaven. So spake the sun, but Satan, with his powers, far was advanced on winged speed, on host innumerable as the stars of night, or stars of morning, dewdrops which the sun impearls on every leaf and every flower. Regions they passed, the mighty regencies of seraphim and potentates and thrones in their triple degrees, regions to which all thy dominion, Adam, is no more than what this garden is to all the earth and all the sea, from one entire globos stretched into longitude, which having passed at length into the limits of the north they came, and Satan to his royal seat, high on a hill, far blazing as a mount, raised on a mount, with pyramids and towers from diamond quarries hewn in rocks of gold, the palace of great Lucifer, so call that structure in the dialect of men interpreted, which, not long after, he, affecting all equality with God, in imitation of that mount whereon Messiah was declared in the sight of heaven, the mountain of the congregation called, for thither he assembled all his train, pretending so commanded to consult about the great reception of their king thither to come, and with calumnious art of counterfeited truth thus held their ears. Thrones, dominations, princedoms, virtues, powers, if these magnific Magnific titles yet remain, not merely titular, since by decree another now hath to himself engrossed all power, and us eclipsed under the name of King Anointed, for whom all this haste of midnight march and hurried meeting here, this only to consult how we may best, with what may be devised of honours new, receive him coming to receive from us, knee tribute yet unpaid, prostration vile. Too much to one, but double how endured, to one and to his image now proclaimed. But what if better counsels might erect our minds, and teach us to cast off this yoke? Will ye submit your necks, and choose to bend the supple knee? Ye will not, if I trust to know ye right. Or if ye know yourselves natives and sons of heaven, possessed before by none, and, if not equal all, yet free, equally free, for orders and degrees jar not with liberty, but well consist. Who can in reason then, or right, assume monarchy over such as live by right, his equals, if in power and splendor less, in freedom equal, or can introduce law and edict on us, who without law err not, much less for this to be our Lord, and look for adoration, to the abuse of those imperial titles which assert our being ordained to govern, not to serve. Thus far his bold discourse without control had audience, when, among the seraphim, Abdiel, then whom none with more zeal adored the deity, and divine commands obeyed, stood up, and in a flame of zeal severe and the current of his fury thus opposed. O argument blasphemous, false and proud, words which no ear ever to hear in heaven expected, least of all from thee, ingrate, in place thyself so high above thy peers, canst thou with impious obloquy condemn the just decree of God pronounced and sworn, that to his only Son, by right endued with regal sceptre, every soul in heaven shall bend the knee, and in that honour do confess him rightful King? Unjust, thou sayest, flatly unjust, to bind with laws the free, and equal over equals to let reign, one over all with unsucceeded power. Shalt thou give law to God? Shalt thou dispute with him the points of liberty, who made thee what thou art, and formed the powers of heaven, such as he pleased, and circumscribed their being? Yet by experience taught we know how good, and of our good and of our dignity how provident he is, how far from thought to make us less, bent rather to exalt our happy state under one head more near united. But, to grant it thee unjust, that equal over equals monarch reign, thyself, though great and glorious, dost thou count, or all angelic nature joined in one, equal to him, begotten Son, by whom, as by his word, the mighty Father made all things, even thee, and all the spirits of heaven by him created in their bright degrees, crowned them with glory, and to their glory named thrones, dominations, princedoms, virtues, powers, essential powers, nor by his reign obscured, but more illustrious made, since he, the head, one of our number, thus reduced, becomes his laws our laws, all honour to him done returns our own. Cease then this impious rage, and tempt not these, but hasten to appease the incensed Father and the incensed Son, while pardon may be found, in time be sought. So spake the fervent angel, but his zeal none seconded, as out of season judged, or singular and rash, whereat rejoiced the apostate, and, more haughty, thus replied, That we were formed, then sayest thou, in the work of secondary hands, by task transferred from father to his son? Strange point and new doctrine which we would know whence learned. Who saw when this creation was? Rememberest thou thy making, while the Maker gave thee being? We know no time when we were not as now, know none before us self-begotten, self-raised by our own quickening power, when fatal course had circled his full orb, the birth mature of this our native heaven, ethereal sons. Our puissance is our own right hand shall teach us highest deeds, by proof to try who is our equal. Then thou shalt behold whether by supplication we intend address, and to be girt the almighty throne, beseeching or besieging. This report, these tidings, carry to the anointed king, and fly ere evil intercept thy flight. He said, and as the sound of waters deep, hoarse murmur echoed to his words, applause through the infinite host. Nor less for that the flaming seraph, fearless though alone, encompassed round with foes, thus answered bold. O alienate from God, O spirit accursed, forsaken of all good, I see thy fall determined, and thy hapless crew involved in this perfidious fraud, contagion spread, both of thy crime and punishment. Henceforth no more be troubled how to quit the yoke of God's Messiah. Those indulgent laws will not be now vouchsafed. Other decrees against thee are gone forth without recall. That golden scepter which thou didst reject is now an iron rod to bruise and break thy disobedience. Well thou didst advise, yet not for thy advice or threats I fly. These wicked tents devoted, lest the wrath impendent raging into sudden flame distinguish not, for soon expect to feel his thunder on thy head, devouring fire. Then who created thee lamenting learn, when who can uncreate thee thou shalt know. So spake the seraph Abdiel, faithful found, among the faithless, faithful only he, among the innumerable false unmoved, unshaken, unseduced, unterrified. His loyalty he kept, his love, his zeal. Nor number nor example with him wrought to swerve from truth, or change his constant mind, though single. From amidst them forth he passed, long way through hostile scorn which he sustained superior, nor of violence feared aught, and with retorted scorn his back he turned on those proud towers, to swift destruction doomed. And that is the end of the 5th book, and we'll pick up again tomorrow, starting the 6th. Thanks for listening.